welcome to another episode of the Launchpad. My name's Grant, and today I'm here with Avello. Adam, how you doing, man?
What's up, Grant? How's it going? Thanks for having me.
It's good. So we're day 2 of Gold Rush right here. You played day 1. You played over at the art car over there. Tell me about the set, man. How'd it go?
Oh, man, it was so much fun. I've kind of had a tour set this year because I've been playing a lot of out-of-state shows. So my set has mostly stayed the same, but for this event, I completely scrapped that, went back to the drawing board, came back fully fresh, played a ton of unreleased music, ton of brand new edits, had all my friends there going hard, and I couldn't have asked for a better opportunity and a better set, dude. It was amazing.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm glad it went well. You said, so first time playing Gold Rush, first time in Arizona, bro.
Yeah.
Welcome to our home, to our town out here. How's it been out here? Do you like the scene out here?
I was just talking to my friends. I think we're all about to move out here.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's so much
we'll
fun.
welcome you with
it's
open
beautiful.
arms out here.
That'll be awesome.
You're from Orlando currently right now. How long you been out there for?
So I grew up in Melbourne, Cocoa Beach.
Okay.
And then I moved to Orlando about 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the scene like over there compared to other places? Like what makes that scene unique?
So far, it's the best I've seen on the East Coast.
Okay.
Insomniac just like put down their roots there, and they have a venue. They have several big festivals. You know, EDC's there. Forbidden Kingdom is there. So the scene is fantastic. There's several venues that have major artists coming through every weekend.
Okay.
So there's been a lot of opportunities for me to grow and perform as support for them.
Okay.
So the scene in Orlando has been amazing, but dude, Arizona seems really sick too. Gold Rush is awesome. The downtown area is fantastic, and I didn't realize how many friends I had already living out here. It's amazing.
We're growing a ton out here. Well, I'm glad you're getting a good experience out here.
Thank you.
You're just grazing the surface. You're just out here for the weekend, man. You got to make another trip out at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
But okay, so you said you've been playing like support for some people, gives you a good opportunity to grow.
Right.
Who's been your favorite person you played support for?
I would say the most influential person for me that I got to play support for was Slander or Excision.
Okay.
I remember listening to Slander about a year or 2 years before I ever started DJing or producing. I just love their music. I love that melodic and heavy style. And they've been very influential for me in my sound. So getting the opportunity to perform before them was just amazing.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Obviously, you've been in the scene. We were talking earlier about 5 years or so now. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got into the scene? Like, what got you into EDM? Like, what made you want to, start DJing, start producing? Like, what's the story there? How'd you get into all that?
So I was listening to Odessa and Flume, through middle school, through high school, but I didn't really consider myself a fan of electronic music until like senior year of high school, which was 2017 for me, or 2018. And my close friend, who's now my official photographer, videographer, travels with me. He sent me Illenium's sophomore album, Awake.
Okay.
And that just like a switch flipped.
Yeah.
I heard that album, I fell in love with it. The way he's able to capture emotions and express those emotions through music just captivated me, and I had to learn how he did it, the magic that went into that. And from that point on, man, I was hooked. I wanted to start producing, wanted to start DJing, and would just understand how that was possible.
Yeah, dude, let's talk a little bit about that, dude. The producing learning curve, it's one of those things that's so much easier said than done. Can you tell me about your experience with that? Like how you learned to start producing? Like what were some of the roadblocks that you faced, and what ultimately made you want to keep going and keep pursuing it?
So it's very challenging, and if anybody out there is starting or looking to get into it, my best advice is to mentally prepare yourself for the learning curve. I would say the first year and a half to 2 years are very frustrating. I know for me, I'm self-taught, learned off YouTube, a lot of trial and error. For those first 2 years, I just wanted to snap my laptop in half because it was so challenging, but I'm so glad I stuck with it. And I tell everyone that's new to it to power through those first 2 years, because when you come out on the other side, it's so rewarding to be able to express yourself in this way. And I think that's what really kept me going, is the self-expression. And my favorite part about all of this, it's not performing, anything like that. It's just sitting in my room alone one night and making something that gets me up and I'm dancing and I'm proud of it. That's the whole reason I do all of this, my favorite part about all of it. And that's what really kept me going, kept me grinding through it. And I remember, man, when I first started, the first 8 months, like I said, very challenging. First 2 years were challenging, but the first 8 months specifically, I would close my laptop and just think, this isn't for me. Too hard, can't do it. I'm not meant for it. And then suddenly a switch flipped. and I decided I wasn't going to stop until I learned how to produce. Stuck with it, did it every day, no matter how hard it was, how challenging it was, fought through the frustrations, and I'm glad I stuck with it, man, because it's starting to pay off now, and it's awesome to see that.
Hell yeah, dude. We're starting to see a ton of success for you coming up.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Dude, you're playing EDC Orlando coming up. Tell me about the thoughts on that, dude. Like, well, okay, you got EDC coming up, and then you got other things on the books. Tell me what's like coming up for Avello, like what we can expect in the future, feelings going into EDC. I want to hear about all that.
Oh man, EDC. I played last year, but this year feels really exciting to me to come back and do it again. And I didn't think that I was going to be on the lineup. My manager was told the slots were full, and we got an email about 6 months ago. Hey, do you have any interest in playing Kinetic Field? Would you guys be cool with that? And we looked at each other. Are we cool with that? Yeah, we're cool with that, man. And
that's not even a question right there.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm supposed to announce that yet. So if you're listening or watching, don't tell anybody.
We can wait to post this till after it's announced.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'm super pumped to play Kinetic Field. I remember my first EDC 5 years ago. You know, I was just getting into DJing, just kind of dabbling with it, having fun. And my friend told me, we were there in the crowd, she said, I could see you up there.
Yeah.
And that moment has always stuck with me. You know, she put that image in my mind, like, it's possible.
Yeah.
So to see it now come to fruition, to be able to open Kinetic Field, it really feels like everything's coming together. You know, I'm very, very thankful and very excited.
That's I always love hearing stuff like that, because you know that what she said to you in that moment, she probably didn't think about it too much, but that's one of those things that resonated with you so hard, and you believed in it. You believed everything that was there, and now you're putting everything into action with that too. Like that's I love that, bro. That's motivating. That's inspiring. Who are some other people in your life that have just helped you along this way that you want to like shout out and thank here?
My parents have been amazing. They've had my back since the beginning. They've come to my shows in Orlando and been really supportive. My friend Skyler, I want to specifically shout him out. He does all my photo and video now. He's here tonight. But he told me for a long time, you know, I'd send him my music and he would tell me, dude, this sucks. He would say, it's better than the last song you sent, but it's bad. Yeah. And because of that, I went and got better. If he told me, you know, hey, it's all right, man, you sounds good to me, I wouldn't have worked hard. So
sometimes you need that honesty.
Oh yeah, man, I'm so thankful to have him in my life, you know, keeping it real with me. So huge shout out to him. Huge shout out to Cole as well. He does all my visuals. And he's essentially the full-on creative director for my project, and he has elevated things. And last but not least, you know, my manager Peter, he has had my back and believed in me for the last 2 years, and he's done so much. I'm forever in debt, forever grateful to that man. And then there's a plethora of others that have pushed me and supported me, and so many people to say thank you to that I wasn't able to list off just there. But yeah, I definitely would not be here without that system, that support system in my life. Yeah,
support system.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, that's awesome that you got that, man. That's not everyone in the world has that, so that's really awesome that you've had these people that believe in you, believe in your journey, and have been there for you every step of the way with that. What's the next goal for Avello? Where do you see this project going a year from today? If we come back on this couch and we're reflecting on this a year from now, where do you think you're at a year from today?
My biggest goal is to further carve out my sound and my style. You know, I think I have kind of followed that future-based niche, but I'm looking to expand upon that in like the melodic rhythm genres, the hard wave and trap genres. That's why I'm so very inspired by Frost Top, one of my favorite artists. So awesome. So awesome. Walked over here straight from his set, saw the whole thing. So my biggest goal is to farther carve out my sound and find my unique niche.
Okay. I love that, man. Tell me something you're proud of right now. I want to hear something you're prideful. You have a lot to be proud of. Give me something inside of music and outside of music you're proud of right now.
Inside of music, man, I think I'm most proud of being able to like bring my friends out to these events and have these experiences together. A lot of these out-of-state shows, especially the festivals, all my friends will come with me, and we'll just, you know, I'll play my set and we'll have fun and we'll make memories that we get to look back on when we're 50. And I think I'm most proud that I'm able to include them and, you know, make those memories together. And outside of music, it might sound cliche, man, but I just recently started going super hard in the gym last couple months. Yeah.
That is something to be proud
Yeah.
of. Man. It's easy to fall off too.
Yeah.
On that, I think it's one of those things when you're active in the gym, you don't really think about it all that much.
Yeah.
But when you fall out of it, you're like, damn, like it's hard to get back in that flow of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Proud of you for that, dude.
Thank you.
Another thing I want to ask, we were talking a little bit before this, EP coming out. You want to tell me a little bit about that? Can you talk a little bit about that?
For sure, yeah. So I have an EP coming out Q1 of 2024.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped. I think it's 4 tracks. It might turn into 5 by the time it's out. But these 4 tracks, I think, are the best I've ever made. I'm incredibly proud of them, and I'm so excited to share them. I feel like they're going to be a great kind of starting point to this new sound that I'm describing.
Okay.
And every single one of these tracks, you know, I mentioned earlier, I love to do this because for that feeling of like, you know, making something I'm proud of, getting up and dancing around my room and like, wow, I can't believe, you know, I just can't. Yeah, that's how, yes, exactly. That's how I feel about all of these. Yeah. So I'm very proud of them, and I'm super excited to share them and step into this new lane of my sound. So that EP is going to drop probably February of next year.
Okay, I got a fun question for you.
All right.
If you had to describe your sound and your style of music as a color, what color would it be?
I would say purple.
Purple?
Yeah.
Why purple?
Yeah. You know, man, I don't know. I was kind of drawn towards that since the very first day of my project. I knew kind of like purple, blue, and black were the colors that my brand was going to revolve around. Something about that color, I think, just embodies the emotion that I'm trying to capture in my music. You know, it's very beautiful. It's still dark, and you know, I don't know how familiar you are with like the production software, but I use Ableton. You can color code your projects.
Okay.
My projects are all color coded in blues and purples.
Okay.
And it might be kind of like, I don't know, like a superstitious thing, or I don't know, or maybe it inspires me more, but I can't work in any other colors. Those colors give me a vibe and a direction for the sound that I'm striving for.
Interesting.
Yeah, so everything's kind of revolved around that.
Interesting. That's so interesting because everyone has like, I don't know, those like superstitious things.
Yeah.
So I love that, man. All right, last question for you. We're real big on gratitude here. That's one of the things we try to preach with our company and our culture. Just be grateful, be thankful for everything in your life. What's some things you're thankful for in life? I know we've been kind of talking about it throughout the interview, just all this awesome support and everything you've been getting. But like, what are some things you're thankful for? Who are some people you want to shout out? Let me hear it.
Dude, I think my biggest point of gratitude right now is everyone in my life that's currently have my back and had my back the last few years. All my friends, man, they have been amazing. I feel like somehow I found the best people in the world and drew them in my life. These guys out here are awesome. My family's been awesome, and I 100% wouldn't be here without them. I shouted out a few specific people earlier, but the list is too long to get everyone. Yeah, so
we'll have to book way more time to do that.
Yeah, I want to say thank you so much to everyone in my life. You know, even if you think you haven't had a huge role, I promise you have, and I wouldn't be here without everyone.
I love that, man. That's good energy. I think you've attracted all that good energy in your life because that's probably something that you've been putting out. So keep doing that, and I'm sure good things are going to keep happening.
Thank you, bro.
But hey,
Thank
man,
you.
I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to shout out or talk about before we wrap things up here?
Thanks for having me on, man. Shout out to Grant right here. I appreciate it.
Man. Well,
Thank
shout out to you. Appreciate you. Glad you had a good set. Enjoy Arizona, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
My name's Grant. This is Avello, and this is a Launchpad. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.